Among all the documented living species that are known to exist on this planet, they are some that authorities kept the public in dark. Get ready to witness scary encounters of terrifying creatures that began to emerge in China. With all the strange videos of mysterious beings out there, this one really stood out. It showed a figure trapped inside a glass box, standing tall with its eyes closed. The features were hard to miss. The long nose, the pointed ears. Wait, could it be a Dobby? Yes, you heard it right. It looked exactly like Dobby from your favorite movies. How could something so closely resembling the beloved character appear so real? Netizens went wild with theories. Some suggested it was a real Dobby, captured by authorities and now under observation. Others thought it was just a Dobby at some kind of exhibition. But with how real it looked, could it really just be a prop? Rock portal. A tourist was enjoying his time at the resort when he heard strange sounds. He looked around, trying to figure out where it was coming from. His gaze landed on a giant rock nearby, and that's when he saw it. Something moving. A creature suddenly jumped out of the rock, leaping to the other side. It moved quickly on all fours with a human-like head. He rushed to find it, but found himself alone. Legends spoke of spirits and beings that could phase through objects, blending into the landscape. Perhaps the rock wasn't just a rock, but a portal or a hiding place. Building chase. If you spot someone or something unknown, it's usually better not to follow them. But one guy didn't listen. He decided to check out an abandoned building one evening, and that's when he saw it. A creature, moving quickly, almost like it was trying to hide. He rushed after it, hoping to get a closer look. But before he could even reach it, the creature jumped and disappeared into the basement. Now, most people would have turned back, but not him. He stood there, staring down into the dark, but didn't dare go down there, though. Maybe that was a smart move. Whatever lived in that basement had secrets, and maybe even some powers. CCTV creature. Back in 2021, a CCTV camera in the Philippines caught an unsettling sight. The footage showed a small creature crawling on all fours, then it suddenly stood up in front of a poster. It seemed to hesitate for a moment before ripping the poster right off the wall. Then it went back to walking on all fours. But the weirdest thing was, it stared directly into the camera like it knew it was being filmed. People couldn't believe their eyes. Some thought it was an aswang, sending a message to keep young people out of its territory. Others thought it was just a stunt for a show. What do you think? Rooftop spirit. Home should be the safest place, but sometimes it doesn't feel that way. A family was spending time together when they noticed something on the roof. At first they thought it might be an intruder, maybe even a thief, but as they looked closer, they realized something was off. It had pointed legs, nothing like a human. They stood there, unsure of what they were seeing. What could it possibly be? Some spirits are known to climb rooftops, peering through windows, watching from above. It might be one of those trying to warn them. Tree climbing creature. A guy was walking through a forest when he noticed something strange. There was a creature clinging to a tree. At first, he thought it was just a monkey, but no, it had huge eyes that didn't move at all. They were stuck in place, just staring right at him. With its long fingers and toes, it just kept rotating around the tree, watching him. Then, out of nowhere, it jumped so high that it disappeared from view. The guy was left completely confused. What was that? He uploaded the video online, hoping someone could explain. Netizens came up with all sorts of theories. Some thought it was a Philippine tarsier, while others wondered if it was a cryptid. Observing behavior. In the middle of a busy swimming competition, when everyone was focused on getting ready for the race, one person's sharp eyes caught something unsettling. From above, he saw a creature sitting in the shade, quietly observing the swimmers below. What made it even more scary? He was the only one who saw it. Some believe that people who are more sensitive, or perhaps in a certain mental state, are the ones who can notice things like this. Could it be that this creature was always there, hiding in plain sight? Light-resistant eye. We all know that uncomfortable feeling when light shines directly into our eyes. But for some creatures, light doesn't bother them at all. One guy opened an old garage after years of it being locked. He noticed a hole in the wall and was about to fix it when he saw something strange. An eye was peeking at him. He shined a torch on it to see better. But the eye, it didn't squint. It just stared at him. Maybe it couldn't even see. Some creatures live in total darkness. Their eyes made for a world without light. Gnome encounter. On April 8th, 2010, police found a stolen car that had been missing for 2 days. But what happened next was unexpected. Luckily, everything was caught on the dash cam. As one of the officers opened the trunk, a creature came out, seemingly disturbed by his presence. While he stepped back, another creature appeared from the car and left the site. It looked like a gnome, or maybe one of those goblins people talk about, little creatures that supposedly guard hidden treasures deep in the earth. The officers were in shock, unsure of what they'd just encountered. Dog-like creature. Much like the ocean, which holds countless secrets we've yet to uncover, the woods might be hiding things we can't even imagine. A video supposedly captured in the woods surfaced on the internet. It showed a creature trying to blend in, hiding from the camera. It looked unlike anything anyone had ever seen before. It might have been an ancient being, adapting over time to become one with the forest. Its features seemed to have changed, perfectly matching its surroundings. Perhaps it hid from humans, avoiding contact at all costs. Lab escapee. This world holds many secrets, and sometimes a camera is the only thing that captures what we would never believe. A video circulating on social media shows a strange creature caught on a cell phone camera. While the exact location remained unknown, it appeared to be a house where an odd-looking creature was trying to escape from someone. It was a chubby humanoid body, but much shorter. Some people called it a scene from a movie, while others speculated it was a creature created in an illegal lab trying to break free. Goblin encounter. In Argentina, a family was having a normal day, just enjoying some time together, when they noticed a tiny goblin. It ran through the kitchen, right alongside their toddler. It left behind a nasty smell, something that made everyone feel sick. The incident led the family to believe their son had somehow communicated with this strange creature. It was filmed back in 2011, but only just surfaced online. The family finally decided to share their secret, and let me tell you, once you see it, you won't be able to forget it. Cave Guardian. An explorer was deep in the caves, surrounded by silence, when something caught his eye. It was far away, so he zoomed in with his camera. That's when he saw it, a humanoid creature with a glowing face, like it had a lamp on its head. The strange sight made him uneasy, so he decided to leave. This cave seemed to hold secrets. The creature might have been guarding it, protecting whatever was hidden inside. Stories often talk about ancient beings that stay in one place to protect something important. Dende in tree.
Spot. This the spot. Nah, come back out.
The most mysterious footage surfaced when a man was live streaming a walk through a local park. Since live streams can't be edited, everything was captured in real time. As he walked, he noticed some movement high up in a tree. From a hole in the trunk, a pale, skinny humanoid figure peeked out. It looked surprised to see the man, and its small size seemed to fit perfectly in the hole, no bigger than a foot tall. After a few moments, it slowly retreated back into the tree, vanishing from sight. Locals believe it was a Dende, a mischievous being from Spanish folklore, known for its playful tricks.
Hey, peek it.
Dark creatures. A group of friends ventured deep into the woods and discovered a cave. Just as they were about to step inside, they were stopped by someone. Two figures stood nearby, not quite human, yet not animal either. They had long hair and human-like features, but something about them felt off. Their movements weren't hostile, but it seemed like they were trying to warn the group to stay away. Maybe these were remnants of an ancient tribe, hidden away for centuries, avoiding all contact with the outside world. Alien encounter. It was 2024 when a local in Russia was searching for his lost belongings and stumbled upon a shocking sight. Lying on the ground was a figure, humanoid, yet strangely different, as if it didn't belong to this world. Its body was lifeless, showing no signs of movement and looked like it had been there for days. The sight shocked him. Some believe aliens might have visited Earth, leaving one of their companions behind. If that's true, then what really happened to it? Maybe it couldn't survive in our world. Gollum-like creature. This video might be the closest encounter with a strange creature in the woods. It was uploaded by an unknown user and quickly spread online. The footage showed a creature standing behind a tree, staring right into the camera. But unlike most creatures, this one didn't seem scared or bothered by the one recording. Its look was odd. Some compared it to Gollum from The Lord of the Rings. As more people watched the video, many believed the person recording had seen it before. Maybe this wasn't just a random sighting, but proof that these beings live in the woods. Barn creature mystery. In the USA in 2022, a farmer suddenly disappeared, leaving behind only a mysterious video from his barn. In the footage, a tiny creature with shining eyes was seen near a sack. Its large ears made it look similar to Gollum. The video somehow made its way onto the internet, sparking a lot of speculation. Some people believed the creature was trying to steal food, while others wondered if the farmer had been cursed and was slowly turning into Gollum. Abandoned building find. A young explorer decided to check out an abandoned building, unaware of what he might find inside. As he wandered through the dark, a small being caught his attention. It was something he had never seen before. The creature had a human-like face, but its sharp vampire teeth were hard to miss. Its body resembled more of an animal, even with a small tail. He wondered if it was part of some illegal lab, a hybrid, maybe a dog and human mix, but the experiment failed, so it was abandoned and left behind. Mysterious tree creature. You've probably seen ants on trees before, but what this guy saw was nothing like that. While flying his drone over the trees, his eyes caught something strange. There, clinging to a tree, was a creature crawling in a way that didn't quite make sense. It looked like a strange mix, part squirrel, part snail, and something else entirely. When the odd being noticed the drone, it was clearly upset and jumped straight at it as if it knew it was being watched. With more and more creatures like this popping up, is nature revealing hidden secrets? Or could humans be behind this, genetically modifying and releasing these creatures into the woods? We can't be sure. Backyard creature surprise.
Okay, just
A man returned from vacation and spotted an intruder in his backyard. At first, it looked like a lifeless bat, lying still on the ground, but then it began moving. He watched closely as the creature struggled, flopping around as if fighting something unseen. With a final effort, it broke free and quickly ran away. The man was left in confusion, unsure of what he had just witnessed. He uploaded the video online, hoping for answers. Some thought it resembled a flying lemur, while others suggested it might be a creature from myth, suddenly appearing in the real world. Hopping being. The world is full of strange surprises, and sometimes things show up where they shouldn't. A local walked into a field he had passed 100 times before, but this time, something felt off. Then he spotted it, a creature hopping like a frog, but it wasn't a frog at all. It paused and stared at him, a look of desperation in its eyes. It almost seemed like it was asking for help. The video reached online, and netizens suggested it might be a Sunda Kalugo, but its odd behavior raised questions. Could it be possessed by some mysterious power? Skeletal humanoid. While renovating his garage, a resident stumbled across something that shouldn't have been there. It was small, but unmistakably humanoid in shape. The stiff posture with bent legs made it look like a mummy, but the more he looked, the more he realized it didn't look human. Its skeletal frame and odd appearance made him believe that it wasn't just an ancient relic. Some believe aliens visited Earth long ago, known by our ancestors. Maybe this thing's proof of that. Weird, right? It's enough to make you wonder what else is hiding in old homes. Camera shadows. Cameras catch things we might miss. Late one night, an outdoor security camera picked up something strange. In the driveway, there was movement. You'd think it might be just a stray animal wandering through, but no, there were two shadows moving in sync. They looked like they were walking on two legs, and weirdly, they seemed to be wearing hooded robes. They passed right through, then disappeared into the night. So what was that all about? Could they have accidentally wandered into our world? After all, who's to say there aren't other universes out there? Wall climbing intruder. The security team had been noticing strange things, doors left open, and odd sounds in the hallways, so they decided to check the CCTV. What they saw, well, it wasn't what they expected. There, on the wall, was an intruder, but this wasn't human. Crawling along, it seemed it was trying to slip in unnoticed. Then, out of nowhere, the creature stopped, as if it realized it was being watched. It knew exactly where the cameras were. They checked the footage again, but nothing appeared after that night. They couldn't shake the feeling. Was this a skinwalker? Graveyard figure. Cemeteries have a way of holding unsettling secrets, and this one in Thailand was no different. A guy found himself at a cemetery when he noticed something strange behind one of the graves. At first, it just peeked at him and then stepped forward. Its body was grayish, with a snout and long ears, like something between an elephant and something human. The rest of the body was more humanoid, but equally strange. Suddenly, it jumped into one of the graves and vanished. The guy was shocked. Thankfully, he had stayed at a safe distance, but what if he hadn't? What if it had grabbed him and pulled him into that grave? Tree hole being. Woodcutters often roam the quiet, abandoned forests where the unseen thrives. One woodcutter was simply recording the woods around him, unaware of what he was about to capture. It wasn't until he watched the footage later that the truth came out. Inside a tree hole, something was staring right back at the camera. Its eyes didn't blink, just locked in place as though it knew it was being watched. He left wondering, was that hole a portal for something beyond this world? Maybe it was a shapeshifter waiting to change form and then sneak up on its next victim. Troll encounter. What started as a routine insect observation turned into a discovery no one expected. A camera set up inside a cave recorded the loud sound of footsteps. Then, a massive creature appeared on the screen. Its body was rough and furry, with a pointy nose and a hunched back. It looked like an actual troll. When the creature noticed the camera, it charged directly toward it, and then the video stopped. According to local legends, trolls are said to turn to stone when exposed to sunlight. Perhaps this creature was just trying to avoid being seen, afraid of what might happen if it was caught in the daylight. Nighttime sighting. A short video from a house's security camera in a small neighborhood showed a strange sight. At the gate, a figure moved around quietly, like it was waiting for someone. Then, a second figure quickly ran down the street. Both vanished fast into the night. People who watched the footage couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. Were these figures skinwalkers? And why were they in such a rush? Or maybe, just maybe, these beings weren't from our world at all. They might be aliens, quietly studying Earth in the dark. Wendigo encounter. A young guy went cycling in a remote area, just enjoying the ride. But out of nowhere, someone appeared right in front of him. It happened in a fraction of a second, too quick to really make sense of. He stopped, confused, trying to figure out what he saw. The track was abandoned because of a Wendigo supposedly roaming around there. It might have been the Wendigo he encountered, the creature that had terrified so many. Thankfully, it was a narrow escape. You better not dare to do what he did. Wormlike creature. In Portugal, a tourist was just admiring the old cobblestone streets when he noticed an unusual sight. He noticed a worm-like creature trying to get into a hole in the wall. It was long, moving slowly, as if it was determined to get inside. People online quickly started guessing what it might be. Some said it looked like the basilisk from Harry Potter, while others thought it might be a wall moray eel, a rare creature that's said to live in sewer pipes. The true identity? Well, that was never revealed. A forest encounter. A new forest worker thought spending the night in the cabin would be fine, but it turned into the worst decision of his life. His eyes caught something strange, a creature peeking inside through the window. Its body was covered in rough, dark fur with horns on its head. It just stared right at him, like it was asking for something or trying to give a message. Turns out, it was a cryptid feared by the locals. They call it the man beast. It could have been that, and now he understood why no one wanted to be assigned there. Fish-squirrel hybrid. A strange video popped up online, recorded in Moscow. A man spotted a tiny creature clinging to a tree. It wasn't a squirrel like you'd expect. No, this thing had some weird aquatic features. Most people who see strange creatures don't want to be filmed, but this one seemed totally unbothered. Naturally, netizens had a lot to say. Some guessed it was a fish-squirrel hybrid, while others thought it might be an alien. Shadowy figure. In a quiet village, a visitor decided to take a walk late at night, not knowing what awaited him. As he walked down the street, he spotted a shadow, one that shouldn't have been there. It moved, and though he couldn't make out the details, he knew for sure it wasn't human. Thankfully, he kept his distance. Rumors in the village say spirits appear at night, but he had no idea about that before. Nights can be a lot scarier than you think. Ring camera warning. A family got the shock of their lives when they checked the Ring camera footage. The recording from just after 6 a.m. showed an unexpected visitor. A tiny figure with sharp claws, pointed teeth, and a wrinkled face looking right into the camera. It didn't ring the bell, it just stared, almost as if it was warning them. Ring cameras record everything, but what if they're picking up more than we realize? Maybe they're catching glimpses of something we can't understand, something from another world. Headless creature. It happened again. Another creature was captured in someone's backyard. This time, an anonymous user uploaded a video showing something truly bizarre. It appeared to be headless, covered in fur, and it just casually passed by the camera before disappearing on the other side. Normally, creatures like these tend to avoid being caught on camera, but maybe this one was just passing through, totally unaware it was being filmed. Whatever it was, it felt like there was more to it than we could see. Glitch interaction. When you find a cheap apartment, you might overlook a few things. That's exactly what this couple did when they bought their new home. While renovating, they were busy with the usual tasks, until something odd happened. The camera footage started glitching, and that's when they saw it. A figure appeared out of nowhere through the window. At first, it was just walking, but then its movement became unnaturally fast. Many people who saw the footage quickly started to speculate. Could this be an alien? Some believe these beings can interact with human technology, sending signals that cause glitches like this. Floating mystery. An old video popped up online, and it's got everyone talking. In the footage, a tiny creature suddenly jumps into the frame with a fox right on its tail. The creature's legs were so small, it looked like it was floating as it quickly darted into a bin to hide. After the fox moved away, it popped back out and ran off. Some people think it's just a strange animal that we've never seen before, while others are wondering if it might be from another dimension. The truth, no one knows for sure. It's one of those mysteries that keeps people guessing. Genetically altered. Monkeys usually don't fear humans as much as other animals, but even they can turn scary when you least expect it. One guy learned this the hard way. He spotted a monkey calmly eating, so he casually got closer to get a better look. Without warning, the monkey jumped right next to him. That's when he noticed something strange. It was moving in a way that almost seemed human-like. And its hand, well, it didn't look like a regular monkey's hand. It looked like it had been surgically altered. Could it be possible that the monkey was genetically altered with human DNA? Monkeys are smart, so maybe they could handle something like that. alien-like figure. Years ago, a man ventured into a remote area, unaware of what he would find. While exploring, he stumbled upon a strange figure lying on the ground. Its face was huge compared to its small body, with red eyes that seemed to stare right at him. The creature was motionless, but something about its gaze felt unsettling, almost like it was waiting for him. He wondered if it was an alien that appeared to be alive. The man felt uneasy and decided to leave. It was best to trust his instincts and get away from the unknown. Backyard chaos. Some things are just too strange to explain. A family was hanging out in their backyard when suddenly chaos broke out. They saw a creature moving around in a way that made it look like it was panicking from being spotted. Its back was covered in strange scales, and its face, well, it had a weirdly human look to it. The hands were tiny, almost too small for its long legs, which made it all the more unsettling. Before anyone could say a word, the creature jumped up onto the roof and vanished. The family just stood there, staring, unsure of what they had just witnessed. They might never know.
Viene para acá. Viene. Se fue.
Owl marine hybrid. A wildlife photographer had a bizarre encounter in the woods. At first, he thought he spotted an owl clutching something in its beak, but as he looked closer, it turned out to be far from ordinary. The creature had the upper body of an owl, but its back resembled that of a marine animal, complete with a thorny tail. Experts speculated it might be some kind of owl-marine hybrid, though no one could say for sure. The photographer managed to capture detailed footage, but wisely decided to release the creature back into the wild. Something about it just didn't feel welcoming. Kitchen duct entity. A ventilation duct had been left dirty for years, and sometimes it became a hiding spot for creatures. But this time, it was different. A woman in her kitchen heard strange noises coming from the aluminum duct. When she decided to open it, she was shocked to see two eyes staring back at her. Whatever it wasn't small enough to live inside the duct. The long neglect of the area might have amplified negative energy in the house, potentially giving rise to an entity or spirit trying to manifest. The eyes peering from the duct could be the first sign of something trying to break through into the physical world. Open discussion. A photo recently appeared showing a monster hiding in the valleys of Huo, north of Beijing. The unnamed tourist was camping with friends near the Great Wall of China when he had the encounter. After walking a distance to relieve himself, he unexpectedly spotted the creature. Quickly, he took a few pictures, but now he regrets it, feeling terrified. The image reveals a strange, flesh-colored creature camouflaged among the bamboo, and it looks strikingly like Gollum from The Lord of the Rings. Thank you very much for watching the video, share in the comments, and do like the video and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.